Here I am at the Raven truck stop, or Midway truck stop, Marbaker's, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's up to you. Or just Whitchurch truck stop, up to you. As you can see, it's absolutely fucking packed, not a fucking space in sight. But we'll be having a word with Viper Rider Jay. Stay tuned, we'll see what happens. What do you prefer? Just Viper Rider Jay when we're talking?
You can call me Jay.
Jay, I'm Dave. Yeah, well, it's all good. It's all good. So your bike's quite an unusual one, isn't it? Let's start with the wrap. Where did you get it done? And let's give them a bit of a shout out as well.
Yeah, so the wrap is done by a company in Stourbridge, a chap by the name of Will. Will's done plenty of my vehicles in the past.
Okay.
And it was the first time in doing a bike
Nice.
of this calibre. He's done vinyls on bikes and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Doing on this particular scale with a chrome type finish.
Oh, nice. What made you go for that particular wrap?
Essentially, I wanted something that was really going to pop.
Yeah. And it does.
yeah, depending on the daylight as well.
Yeah.
And I wanted something that was going to really show the lines of the H2. I feel that the H2 is probably one of the most prettiest bikes out there.
It is a good looking bike, I got to admit.
But Kawasaki, they've done a great job with it, and can't fault anything. But there's just something where I feel they haven't quite got it. With the SX, they haven't quite got the colours right.
Okay.
I mean, with the H2, the non-SX version, I feel with the H2 itself, they've got that right. The chrome looks brilliant. It's very pretty, but yeah, the SX needed something, in my opinion.
Fair enough. No, that's good. And to be fair, it does pop. It does pop. So how did you get involved with Bike for Life then? What did you do? Because I know you were at the front of Bike for Life. You were with Carl Fogarty and Ben Pearson. So how did you come across doing that, getting at the front?
Yeah, so Bike for Life, an amazing event organised by the Midlands Air Ambulance Charity. Essentially, I reached out to them. I offered them my bike to just use just as purely as a promotion.
Okay.
So I'll quite happily drop the bike off to them, and they could just use it for a bit of publicity on the work up to the show, to the event, the festival. They said that sounds good. Let's go and have a chat. Let's come and have a chat. And so I went. I met the lovely team there. Chloe, Sandy, and Lisa. Give those three a shout out.
Yeah.
And we got on really well. There's some great ideas, bounced forwards and backwards, and that's where the invite came. Really. Nice. So what should have been just merely an opportunity to just do a bit of poster work kind of ended up being right. Okay, come along and lead up there with Fogarty and Ben Pearson and a few of the other brilliant guys that were there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually get to speak to you at the event, did I? I got to speak to Ben, and we both ended up going out with for a drink with Ben afterwards, didn't we? Which was pretty cool. Hence how we get here now today, which is quite a cool setup. So, being local, have you got any favourite hotspots, favourite roads that you like going on?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. So
sorry about the noise level. There's people turning up all over the place, just in case the audio's not brilliant.
Actually, in fact, there's some lovely bikes that have just turned up.
There certainly has.
So yeah, some of my favourite spots. Pool Hall. Pool Hall is a lovely spot. So Pool Hall. Pool Hall's been going for a few years, but it seems that the last 2 years has become some real traction. And I remember first time I went to Pool Hall almost 3 years ago. There were 20 of us that were there.
Right. Okay.
It was on a Wednesday, and it was like, oh, this is nice. This is a good setup, and that was that. And then we've got to a point where on some Wednesdays there's been well in excess of over 1,000 motorbikes.
That's pretty good.
So it's grew really well, and the team there are fantastic. They've listened to feedback, they've taken feedback on board from bikers.
Nice.
And it's grown to a really nice spot. So yeah, locally, Pool Hall.
Nice. So that's your hotspot place. Have you got any particular roads that you do like around Shropshire? Because there are some amazing roads around here, to be fair.
There are. So I do quite like the 53. going through to up to here, funnily enough. So from Telford up to Shrewsbury. There's some obvious ones that I do like, such as I think the Cat and Fiddle, the Snake Pass. They're both really, really nice roads.
Shrewsbury to Wenlock's quite a good road as well. I quite like that road out to just from Shrewsbury itself off the A5 and then turn for Much Wenlock.
Yes,
that's not a bad road.
Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah, and going from there, you can actually head to Bridge North.
Yes, you can,
get yourself down to
Poole Hall. And if you want to get to Poole Hall, go on the Chubby Biker website and you'll actually find it. I've got a little connection, like a Google app. Click on that and you'll find all the different places, and I'll be adding some more as well. So there's a little shout out for me.
Right.
So in the bike scene around, how would you describe it? Where it is at the moment?
So it's a really interesting question, that Dave, because I joined the bike scene back in around about 2016ish. So been in it about 10 years. And when I joined the scene, there seemed to be a lot of people around. There's a lot of riders. There's a lot of enthusiasm that surrounded it. And what bikers were telling me was, well, that isn't the case. And in fact, the scene used to be bigger many years ago prior. Right. And what seemed to be one of the issues is this whole kind of thing that changed with the licenses, so the A2 coming in.
That's right. Getting restricted, and CBT, and then A1, A2.
Exactly. Exactly. So I came in at this time where it looked like great and all that kind of stuff. And then as the years went on, I kind of could see that actually the scene is actually quietening down. It's not getting busier. And that seems to have been the case up until after COVID. And I'd say really kind of the tail end of last year, there seems to be some momentum, and we're starting to see some younger people coming into the bike scene. Not lots, because it is expensive. Insurance is expensive. Training is expensive, but there is a younger crowd starting to come in.
So I remember, like, when I was 16, it was like the big thing was getting your scooter, doing your CBT, getting your scooter, hopefully getting your 125 at 17, moving on. But then, like, I remember there was loads of us. There's like 15, 20 of us in a group, and we were all going around, and then you'd meet up with other people. And then 3-4 years down the line, it sort of disappeared. You don't see the scooter riders as much as you used to. Like, I mean, like, I'm 38 now, so I'm talking like, 20 odd years ago when everybody was getting the scooters. But then it's sort of, you just don't see the 50cc L plate rider as much as you used to.
No, you don't. And again, I think it's these costs again. I mean, Definitely. Looking at the price of used 125s, they are so expensive, and you can even get yourself onto a 600 for very similar money. And that sign of the times is quite sad. But are we going to see a shift? There certainly seems to be some kind of a shift at the moment.
Do you think it has anything to do with the power? Because I mean, I know, like, we used to de-restrict our 50s, and they would do like 50 miles an hour, whereas they were the 2-strokes, whereas now obviously everything's 4-stroke, and you got the emissions and everything, so then it's a bit harder to de-restrict them, and obviously everything's more controlled and limited to how fast it goes, whereas like our 125s back in the day, they're like pushing over 30 horsepower, whereas now they're 15, so it's half the power in it, really.
I think there's a few ways of answering this, isn't there? I mean,
I don't want to encourage anybody to start doing anything illegal. That's not what we're saying whatsoever.
But clearly back in the day, this is where you're showing your age now. Back in the day, there were things that people were doing and could get away with.
The roads were quieter as well. I mean, how do you find the roads now? You've been going for 10 years. How do you find the roads have changed in 10 years with the amount of vehicles on the road?
Busy, but potholes, they're everywhere.
That's the big thing. That is the big thing in it, especially around Shropshire at the moment. Potholes is definitely a big one. Definitely,
it is, and I understand the councils are stretched, and everyone's trying their best, of course. But that is a problem. That is a problem, and it's a safety hazard as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on the bike, especially at night time. In the daytime, you can catch a few of them, but you leave a place like this quite late, and it's gone dark. them potholes can catch you out badly, can't they? Like on a bike like yours compared to mine, if you hit a pothole the wrong way, I'm imagining on yours it's a bit more hairier.
Just a bit, but I just ride a little bit slower.
That's it, yeah. So we'll hit back onto the Midlands Air Ambulance.
Yes.
So you got involved with that, and you were going to tell us some statistics. So
yeah, sure.
Let's go with the statistics then. What statistics are there?
Right. Yeah. So the Midlands Air Ambulance, great charity.
Definitely.
As bikers, we know how important the Air Ambulance charity are. They're the Midlands Air Ambulance charity. Hopefully, we don't ever need them.
Definitely, yeah. But as good as they are, we don't want them to be needed.
Exactly, and it's not just bikers.
No, not at all.
They can be out in the city attending critical needs. They can be out in the wilds, out with farmers. So yeah, they're all over, or they can be all over. The mission costs just under £3,000. So each mission,
yeah.
I mean,
because am I right in saying that's with the air ambulance? They're one of the ones that aren't government funded. It's all charity based.
Yes.
For the ambulance itself, the helicopter itself is all charity funded.
Yeah, correct. Which obviously brings in a lot of different opinions and viewpoints. I guess with the air ambulance not being government funded, it means that the charity can have full control over their expenditure.
Yeah.
But then it does mean that they have the challenges of year on year having to
make the money up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So do you have with being linked with them and everything? Do you have, or with the Bike for Life doing the charity? Do you have the overall cost of what it would cost them? Do you know what it sort of? Oh
no, guilty. Sorry, guilty.
No, it's all right. We can find that out. We'll put it in a link if we do find it. I'll look that up after. Yeah. So how was it? How was the big ride out? Going alongside what's called Fogarty and what's called Ben Pearson in that lot at the front. How was it at the front of the queue for the Bike for Life?
It was such an honour and such a pleasure.
Yeah.
The support from the general public was just phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Everyone waving, shouting our names, and it was fantastic. Cameras, lots of videos. Phenomenal.
Brilliant.
I'll come back to that. I'll just wait for him to.
Starting up an old one there by the sounds. So what bikes have you had over the years? I mean, like you said, you've been doing it like riding 10 years. What did you start off on?
So I've rode a lot of bikes, but I've only actually ever owned two.
Oh right, okay.
So this is my second bike. Prior to that,
hell of a bike for a second.
it's okay, it's not bad. My first bike was a Suzuki GSX 650F. So a general nice all-rounder. Really, really comfortable. Really docile, but a fantastic first bike.
Yeah. So with the H2, does that suit your riding style? Is that what you're sort of more towards, the sportier bike?
So it's all very dependent on where I am in the world.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I go out to America a lot.
Right, okay.
And typically I'll hire out a Goldwing.
Nice.
So absolutely love the Goldwing. You've got speakers. You've got bum warmers. Not that you need them in Florida.
Yeah.
The seats super comfortable, super big. Loads of gizmos, loads of mod cons. So that's thoroughly enjoyable. But yeah, I think for this country, the H2 is the ideal bike for myself.
Nice.
I've ridden a Harley Sportster, one of the later ones, the 1200.
Okay.
Fantastic bike, brilliant bike. A little bit smaller, more agile for what it is. Not compared to H2, but in terms of a cruiser.
So I believe they're bringing out the 883 again. I'm sure I read somewhere online that they were reintroducing the 883 cruiser. So obviously that's their even smaller one, isn't it?
Yeah, something tells me that they might be released in America already.
Oh, have they?
I could be getting that mixed up with something else, but I think that is the case.
Nice. And What would you say is been the most memorable place that you've been then? So, like you said, you've been to America. What's it like over there compared to over here?
So most memorable place. I'll answer that in two parts.
Yeah,
shall
yeah,
I?
definitely.
Both in terms of the H2 and being overseas on the Goldwing. Um, Key West, heading out to Key West, that was just phenomenal. I remember just you just come out of Miami and just heading south, and it takes about an hour. You have lots of editing to do.
Yeah, definitely. I might have to send this to my mate and get him to edit it even better than I can.
So most memorable moment in America was coming out of Miami, and it takes about an hour and a half before you get to the island of the Keys, essentially. And just as you enter the island, you go down this long bridge, and it just all opens up, just big blue sea,
Oh,
just
nice.
whichever way you're looking. And just as you go over the bridge, you just feel the breeze of the air, and it just feels so free.
Is that one of the states where you can go helmetless, or do you have to have your helmet on? And
Oh, so you had to ask that question. So yes, you can be.
And did you go along with it?
Oh, you've asked the question.
Well, if you're in the state, you're not breaking the law. Then, if you're allowed over there, then you're allowed.
Well,
did you try it?
It is about safety, but yes, I did try it.
Yeah,
I did try it.
yeah.
I think the saying is, yeah, I did try bareback. Absolutely.
Nice.
It's a fantastic feeling.
Yeah.
Everyone out there is without any gear at all.
Yeah.
So.
It's so different from over here, isn't it? I should imagine gear-wise.
Yeah, it is. And don't get me wrong, safety gear. You know, you dress for the slide.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not the ride. But over there, the roads are very different. They're long, they're straight, they're wide,
smooth, no potholes,
no
as we've mentioned.
It's very different.
Yeah.
The dangers, there are less dangers.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously still dangers. There's nothing stopping you from getting a puncture, a chain snapping, or anything else, or someone coming out on you.
Yeah.
So safety is obviously still important, but it is different, and it is a different feeling. I've rode out in India, I've rode out in Thailand,
right.
And again, it's a very different approach out there to safety.
I've never been myself, but what's India like? I hear that from back in the day on like some of the program Top Gear and stuff like that. They did some Indian. I'm sure they did some Indian drives. What's it? Is it as mad as you see on the telly, or whereabouts were you?
It's more mad. It's more crazy. Because you're there for real seeing it.
Yeah.
And you're always calculating what's going on. So I was out in Bombay.
Okay.
And then I have ridden out in the state of Gujarat, in a small town, and that was just phenomenal. Again, it's totally different because it's a set of different dangers.
Yeah.
For example, on the road there are cows, there are bulls, just randomly on the road. It's so real. Whatever you saw on these TV programs, it's absolutely real, Dave. The cow is a sacred animal as well.
Yes, indeed. So. Yeah. So I believe if they're in the way, you have to stop and wait for them. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't wait.
Yeah. That's over here. It's unheard of, isn't it? You can't imagine having to do that sort of. I mean, I get with the farmers, if they're moving herd from one to another over here, then you're going to give way. But yeah, you don't expect it like mad places over there. Not that they're mad, but they're like different compared to what we've got.
You get bulls sitting in the middle of the road, and you have to go round them as if it's a roundabout.
Yes, that's crazy. You just, I suppose, like you said, unless you've been there, you can't really imagine it. I bet the TV doesn't give it justice to when you're actually there in person.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And I've ridden on some amazing roads where you've got amazing backdrops and that kind of thing. And again, we've seen these programs where these people have been out to the Himalayas, and they've been out to places in Peru, and it's real. It's totally real, Dave.
Nice. So, where did the name Viper Rider come from?
It's a good question. And honestly, it just come to my head, like many ideas do, like H2. It just come to my head, said I would do it. Yeah, there's no real. It didn't come from anything specific. Yeah.
Okay.
It is just Viper Rider J.
Fair enough. And what are your plans for the future? Where do you want to take Viper Rider J?
So at the moment, I'm working with a few people and looking at the safety element.
Okay, yeah.
So Ride Safe, I am ROSPA, and looking to work with the safety side of it.
Yeah.
So I would really like to bridge this bit of a gap that we have between the education that we get from policing to the everyday rider, and try and just bridge the gap. The police do a fantastic job. They do a fantastic job, but understandably, I think that the education that the police are trying to do may not fall onto the most open of ears.
Yeah. Do you find sometimes, because it's police giving the information, some riders will back away because they don't want to be involved with the police? Like if it was maybe someone else like yourself or someone else doing that, they might be more willing to come to you than go to a police officer, because, you know, not everybody likes the police for whatever reason that may be.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be a little thing where some people aren't going towards it because it's police based, and maybe they would prefer if it was someone else?
100%, 100%. And there are individuals who have had negative experiences with the police, and there are individuals who have had positive experiences, and that goes with whoever you meet anyway, right? So I do feel that there is a gap to be bridged, and I would really like to help bridge that gap, because you know the police are trained individuals. They're fantastic riders, well educated. So the information that they can give and share with us it could be life saving.
Yeah.
So I would like to bridge this gap. I do feel it is something that's important.
Nice. And where can people find you? What social media outlets do you have?
So everything is under Viper Rider J. I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok and also Facebook.
Okay, brilliant.
All three, come along, send me a follow.
Nice.
Send me some messages. Tell me what content you want to see. Tell me what you don't like to see or what you don't want to see.
Okay.
And yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Cool. And then maybe like in the future we can, instead of just having a sit down, we can do a bit of a ride out and try and do a collab if you want.
Shall we, Dave?
Yeah, we should
so.
do something like that.
You're going to bring the African Twin?
I certainly am, yeah. I don't think my other one will keep up with it. Not saying that I can keep up with you on that, but I've probably got a bit more chance than I have on the little cruiser that I've got. So we'll just go, yeah, maybe
Fantastic.
Got some ideas to put together for that. That would be quite good. Well, thank you ever so much for sitting down and talking to us and coming tonight. It's been brilliant. Like and follow and find him and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Safe riding.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dave.
Drop a gear and disappear.